Welcome back to Josh's Smart Home. As you can probably tell, we're going to be installing a NAS. Not only a NAS, but my first NAS. This is a Synology DS923 Plus. So I did a lot of research, and this seemed to be the go-to option for what our needs are going to be. And I wanted to bring you along on the journey and show you the install. 16 gigabyte hard. 16 gigabyte. What is that going to hold? Make sure we have some local backup options with that redundancy of the drives. And then also, I had some issues when I was trying to store some files on Apple's iCloud. So I ran into issues where the hard drive space on my MacBook is not sufficient enough to store the files temporarily as it moves it over to iCloud, and therefore it blocks it. I use a lot of external hard drives and things like that. So some of those larger files I couldn't put on the hard drive to move to iCloud, in its process, because Apple blocks a lot of the space. Usually iCloud and some other things are happening in the background, and I couldn't get the space to free up without going through a bunch of steps, and I was very annoyed and wasting a lot of time doing that. So I want to provide my own local storage that's going to house all my files, and I don't have to be dependent on, somebody else managing how it gets to the cloud and that type of thing for that primary storage of those files. Furthermore, I was really interested in locking in, a fixed price for this situation. So this is a situation where I have the, upfront cost of the device, the DS923 Plus from Synology, plus a couple of hard drives. So I bought two 18 terabyte hard drives. I'll show you here in a few minutes as well. So I have that upfront cost, but I'm not stuck paying for that cloud service over and over monthly. It's a few bucks a month now, but as I looked out at what I was going to need, I'm very quickly going to hit that $30 a month tier, and that $30 a month adds up super quick. So made the upfront investment in the NAS, and then I'll have that cost addressed and don't have to worry about the huge cost moving forward. The final reason I wanted a NAS was to get a better home server setup. So typically I've run some PCs that I had built and used that as a home server, but they're close to 10 years old at this point, and I'd rather have a setup where I have a NAS device that can run Plex or stuff for Home Assistant, that type of thing, because I have the Plex on just like a PC I had built, and I have Home Assistant and Home Assistant Green, and I don't have any other things running for Home Assistant. So I was looking at what could I do on the NAS, and I think this will really open up my options. And if there's other things I want to run locally on our server, even some of the Synology based items like the Synology Photos or something along those lines, I have a lot of options here. And then one final reason that I wanted a NAS is I'm excited about it. It's fun. Tech is really my thing. I really get excited and enjoy really diving deep into technology items, and new and exciting things to me. I know certainly NASs are not new. I'm fully aware of that, and I've considered them in the past, but I couldn't ever justify it. But this seems to be the perfect storm at this point for me to really jump in and hit the ground running with a NAS. So I do want to mention this is not sponsored. They didn't provide this. I went out and bought everything with my own money, and I just wanted to bring you along on my journey. So without further ado, let's get it unboxed and I'll start setting it up. All right, I got it unboxed, and as you can see, she is a beauty. This is the 4-drive version, the 923 Plus. There's a 5-drive version, but I was able to get a better price on this and it fit into what I needed, so I went with this one for sure. There's the power supply, and we have a couple of Ethernet cables. We have the keys for locking the drives, and we have these screws for installing the drives. So I glanced at the installation instructions that are super simple, and basically we need to go ahead and install the drives, and then we'll plug it all in and power it on and get going. So I'll show you what that's like right here. So the first step is to take the tray out. So you pop up the bottom and then you just slide it out, and we have the tray. So let me go grab the drive and we'll get that installed. I bought a pair of these Seagate IronWolf Pro 16 terabyte hard drives. So these are going to go in my NAS, and that's how I'm going to get started. I was going to go with the 18, but I ended up going with 16 because the price difference made a lot of sense. And I saw some bad reviews on the 18s, so I thought this is a better option to be, better safe than sorry. Plus, I can leave these other 2 bays and upgrade in the future and make sure that I have, the full system I'm looking for when necessary. But for right now, 16 terabytes is plenty for, me getting started and storing the files I need to store. So one note of caution, you have the electromagnetic bags and such. Some people are probably going to complain I don't have the wristbands on, that type of thing. But I've always found that if I'm careful with what I touch and, stick to the outside and touch, metal and that type of thing, I tend to be just fine. So I'm going to take precautions that I deem necessary, but you take the appropriate precautions that you deem necessary. So these are 3.5-inch hard drives. So I don't even need the screwdriver, it says, for these, because you don't put the screws in on these because they'd usually go in on the side. But what you do is you actually there's a spot right here that you just grab it and it's supposed to pop out like so. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. It's just a little bump right here that I grab and pull out. And then you take the hard drive and then you take the side with the SATA connections and put that obviously away from the front of the device. And then it should sit right down in here. And then once we get that in there, we can put these back on. And that there is a really neat installation method. Pops right in. You just have the holes lined up that would usually be screw holes on the drive, and you're good to go. It's properly connected, and it's not going anywhere. So that's really neat. I like that setup. And once we have it connected like this, all we got to do is slide this tray back in. Take it nice and easy, make sure we have everything lined up, and then clip it down. And then we'll grab these little keys that we have over here. It is in that way, and then we can twist it, and that locks it, so it doesn't allow it to come out. So that was really easy. I'll install the second hard drive here, and I have matching hard drives for the RAID version I'm looking to use, but I'll get that installed, and then we'll continue on. All right, now that both the drives are in, it's time to hook it up. And I'm just going to show you what it's like here because it's a much easier situation here where it's not as cramped. There's just a power cord spot here for the power cord that goes directly into the wall like you'd expect. And then Ethernet is right here. We're not going to add any of the additional, accessories or functionality for the device there. And we're not going to be putting any of the M2 NVMe SSDs on here. I don't think that we're going to need it for our use case, but I'll be aware I have that option if I want to in the future. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go with the Synology, because I could really, future-proof our situation, and if we do need some of those things, I can add in one in the future. It's all built in here, and it has the specs to be able to handle what I anticipate we're going to need for quite some time to come. So really excited to get this going. I'm going to go upstairs and get it plugged in and connected to the network. All right, it's time for my final thoughts. So I've had the Synology here running for maybe a month or two at this point, and wow, it is amazing. So much easier than using the cloud-based integrations for our backups, and using it for my videos for YouTube makes it so much easier. It has the redundancy in the RAID and definitely has a lot of other options. I haven't even scratched the surface on some of the other options there. So I'm going to look at the different containers a little more and go a little more in depth, and maybe I'll make a future video. But if you like this video, make sure you check out this video over here because I think you're going to love it.